I know that you were kind of bagging on me about BMW reliability and dash lights and stuff the other day.
Hey, I wasn't bagging on you. It's the brand itself. Greetings, friends, and welcome back. So today I got something pretty cool here. This is a 1985 745i German spec BMW. Now, you probably know I'm not a big fan of BMWs, but I invited my friend Greg down here to change my mind. Now, thanks to some of the other YouTube channels I watch, I'm starting to open my mind about these 80s and 90s BMWs. My experience with BMW has always been the newer stuff, mostly like post-2005, and I guess that's when BMW really started to have problems. But after hearing how cool these older models are, I kind of got interested, and I came across this one at the car show I was at recently. And after talking to Greg, I gotta say, I'm starting to get sold on these. There's actually a lot of cool little features and details that I would have missed if I hadn't given this car the time of day. The interior is clean and elegant. I love the wood trim, and it looks really ahead of its time. I wouldn't have guessed this was an 85 at a glance. It had this little switch at the shifter where you could change between sport and economy mode. Even with it being a sort of bare bones model, it had a lot of neat little electronics, and I gotta be honest, I don't know what a lot of them did because all the buttons and switches are in German, which is actually really cool and I think just gives the car more character. Speaking of, check out this little indicator light panel. This thing is so cool, and this totally screams 80s. It's even got a little test button to make sure they're all working. Now, of course, we had to have a look under the hood, and in true German car fashion, the hood opens forward, which I actually really like. It's powered by a 3.4 liter inline 6 with a factory turbo, which pushes out about 250 horsepower, and this is something I would never deny BMW. They know what they're doing with this kind of motor. Another feature in this car that I really like is if you open up the trunk, there's a little panel in the trunk lid, and it's got its own little toolkit. The wrenches even have the BMW stamp on them, and this is just something you don't really see nowadays. It's super cool. I kind of wish my car had one. Speaking of the trunk, I like this aftermarket spoiler he's got on there, and I really like these taillights. Overall, the body lines on this car look great, and it's easy to see why it caught my attention. Also, it probably has a lot to do with these wheels. Greg tells me these are period correct, and I think they're sharp, and I'm pretty sure this is what caught my attention when I first saw it at the car show. And of course, it had that iconic BMW front end. This is, I think, when they looked their best. We've all seen the meme of how the grills are just getting outrageous and out of control these days. But I think this era of BMW is really when they nailed the styling. Now, of course, I had to get a ride in this thing, so we took it out for a cruise, and Greg filled me in on a lot of the ins and outs of this car.
Well, I think we need to get it on the highway, because that's where this car shines.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, that's what this car was built for. This is a Autobahn cruising machine. It's not a fast car off the line, but it does very well on the highway.
Like I said, I'm skeptical about BMWs. Apparently, it's 2006 or 2003. I've heard conflicting reports that that's when the brand started to go downhill.
You're just about right on that. The last generation of 5 Series that I would have any interest in would be the E39, which went through 2003. And then the last 3 series would be the E46 that went through 2006.
I think what I always hear about is the lights coming on, the heating system, or the cooling system for that matter, being just a total nightmare, and just access, trying to get at anything to fix it is just they're just over-engineered.
So what they
I don't see that in these models.
No, and you won't.
So after taking a ride in this 745i and getting a tour of its ins and outs and all the good stuff about it, I have to say my attitude has definitely changed towards BMW. Maybe not towards the modern ones, but I'm definitely going to give these 80s and 90s models the respect they deserve, because this car totally impressed me. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Questions or concerns, throw them in the comments. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and as always, good luck, have fun, drive safe, and I'll see you next time.